Since 2012, the Sydney Opera House has been home to Australia's annual First Nations dance competition, now known as Dancerites. Over the last 7 years, Dancerites has seen more than 1,300 participants from 95 dance groups across this country come together to dance their song cycles that have been practiced for thousands of years and passed on from generation to generation. Dance in First Nations culture is not just dance. It's about the ritual, the language, the song, the costuming and body markings, the art and the story. Culturally, everything is connected and interconnected for a purpose. You're about to see some of our favourite moments from Dancerites, how the festival has grown over the years, taken on a pandemic, and evolved in 2020 with heats taking place for the first time in community and on country. In 2015, the Darjuan dancers from La Perouse in New South Wales were represented by 4 generations of women. Many had been impacted by domestic violence, and their dance was one of healing and coming together to reclaim the song cycles for women. These songs would have echoed across Warrani hundreds of years ago as the women fished. This was the first time many of these aunties had ever performed or danced publicly, and there was a strong message of hope.
To be here at the Opera House and to be able to do what our people used to do a long time ago, and all clans coming together from all different parts, is just, yeah, it's the best thing ever. Yeah, words can't explain the spirituality of our culture. It is so powerful and strong. I love it. I love being a black fella. I love being Aboriginal. I love it.
2015 saw the Wangari dancers from Taree, New South Wales, performing at Dancerites for the first time. They returned again in 2016, full of pride and empowerment, demonstrating their cultural dance. While they did not get a place in the final, it meant more to them that it was a gathering and they could proudly express who they were as young Biripi. Let's take a look at their 2015 dance, which told the story of the Pure Fleet mission and their ancestral link through the boomerang and the possum skin cloak.
Once we got out there, it was so inspiring. It was it made you want to dance more than better than you've ever had before. Some of the boys that we've brought through the school groups are now old enough to be part of our senior men's group. It keeps culture really strong in your community. It replaces that hole that's inside. Especially for our young boys and girls coming through school to be a part of the dance troupe. Well, it's their first taste of culture. It was a celebration of us as Biripi people. We are the shark people, the blue light people, people of the Long Valley.
Budja put Mwunjum in WA on the map at the 2000 Sydney Olympics with his giant Wunjina featured in the opening ceremony. It's a feat the community still talks about today. In 2017, almost 20 years later, his grandson continued the legacy by taking the Mwunjum culture back to the stage at Dancerites. Most of the all-male group, aged between 11 and 26, had never set foot outside the community, and the songs and the dances they shared had never been shown outside of Mwunjum.
It felt really good. It is an eye-opener to see all the other cultures and to experience other languages and stuff. But yeah, I reckon we're doing our people proud back at home. Well, to be honest, we wouldn't have done this without the sponsors. They chucked in a lot, and I really thank them to, especially for the kids, first time getting out of the community into the big city lights. Some of them maybe haven't actually been on a plane before, or never seen the buildings and, well, all of this here.
Also that year, the winning group, the Kalgoorlie Dancers from just outside of Rockhampton in Queensland, brought together a large group of young men and women aged between 15 to 23. Dancerites is focused on engaging with this age group when young First Nations teens leave school and become almost invisible in society, with limited platforms to have a voice and very few gain employment opportunities in regional Australia. Their story is about the community returning each year after this with a new group of performers to continue the cycle of the next generation of young song men and women, sharing their stories on the Dancerites stage. In 2017, dance group Okamol Malpa Palmer from remote Cape York Peninsula performed a memorable wildcard dance that is a mixture of traditional and contemporary. Their win was an acknowledgement to their formation of 6 surrounding clan groups, and they were invited back the following year to perform the same dance. Every community that has won Dancerites has been driven by a choreographer or a professional dancer from the community who has been formally trained. Under the guidance of NAISDA alumni, performers and sisters Raymer and Kerry Johnson, the Budja Budja butterfly dancers from Griffith in New South Wales won the wildcard in 2018. The Wiradjuri dance group combined traditional ritual and modern dance with the message of youth suicide, paying homage to siblings, cousins and husbands past. This is a very special and unexpected dance, and the emotion was poignant, and it took a lot of courage to perform.
This year we're bringing awareness to suicide prevention and awareness. So we kind of want to really hit that out because too many of our mob are dying, and there needs to be a shift and a change, and what's going to bring the shift and the change is what you're seeing today, culture, in the proper sense of it.
Making new starts. There's never a day to end it. There's always a day to begin, and this is the day to start anew afresh. This one here, Dance with the Butterfly.
The Rites of Passage is awarded to groups who demonstrate an intergenerational transfer of cultural knowledge. The winner of the 2018 award was Jitty Jitty from Victoria, who encouraged all their dancers to learn to sing their traditional language for the performance. Jitty Jitty means Willy Wagtail, and the dances are created to honour the ancestors, family, country and animals.
Dancerites is important to me because being from Naarm, Melbourne, it's important for us to make sure we make our culture present and relevant to everyone, because if we don't put ourselves out there, we'll be forgotten from people's memory, and it's up to us to make sure that never happens.
A lot of groups travel long distances with complicated logistics, and many of them leaving their homelands for the first time. In 2019, the Miriam Murray Island Dancers won the wild card for their impressive shark dance. But the real story of this group is about their will and persistence to make it to the festival. From the moment they left their homelands, they had problems with the car. Large fires in northern New South Wales added a couple of days' travel to their already long trip. But they made it and arrived in Sydney 1 hour before their scheduled first heat performance. Same year, 30 dancers from 2 communities from Central Australia, Docker River and Mutijulu Mob, whose leaders and custodians finally had the Uluru Rock climb closed and proudly danced at the ceremony to mark this. They continued their weekly practice for Dancerites, with the elders singing until their voices broke and the dancers dancing until they dropped. One of the dancers said, "We may not have won, but everyone was so proud to have been able to dance and share their culture and please their ancestors on the steps of the Sydney Opera House." In 2020, with First Nations communities among the most vulnerable groups affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, the Opera House pivoted producing Dancerites as a digital festival. Communities were able to participate with film crews working in country to record their dances. The outcome was the highest number of participants to date, 350 performers from 27 groups. For many, it was the first time they were able to create a recording of their cultural practices. This last group were the winners of the 2020 Wildcard Award, Janaway Dance Clan. Under the direction of former Bangarra dancer Peter Strawn, they shone a light on the strength, resilience and artistry of Aboriginal women, men, youth and our dance culture today. Big shout out to all the communities that have participated in Dancerites over the years. We thank you for sharing your culture with us.